So today's video is a little different. First, I guess a little behind the scenes. I've always shot my videos with a GoPro and they're great. I mean, you can clip them places and they can fit in your pocket, and there's all sorts of things to really love about a GoPro. The problem, of course, is the footage just doesn't look as good as it does off my Blackmagic pocket cameras. And finally, I thought I'm just gotta move forward and try the Blackmagic. So I've decided to go ahead and for this video and the next few at least is to go ahead and use those cameras. And the other change is it's the first time I'm not shooting not shooting a subject. This came about because I was doing a 2 to 3 hour commute, and I was thinking how lucky I am to have photography for my happy place, my serenity, my tranquility. And I wondered, what do people who don't have a hobby? They're not maybe runners or bikers, they're not photographers, people that maybe just go to the ocean and get a few minutes of serenity or quiet. This was my attempt to go out and just find people kind of living in the moment like I get to do every time I go out to shoot. And I decided to run down to the pier real quickly to see what people were doing. There's always people hanging out, and I've just never really paid much attention. Of course, the night I decide to do this, it's all fogged in. But we've always got tomorrow. This doesn't really shock me. It's pretty fogged in, but I kind of thought there might be somebody coming down to just look at this pretty amazing weather. But the only people here are the bikers, the walkers, and the other people doing their workout routine. So I think we're gonna have to move on to someplace else or just kind of wait for this to clear up. Because I really can't say that right now there would be many people out here. I am surprised I don't see another photographer or two. The weather has cleared up in the afternoon, and I'm out in a nature area near the park. It's a lot slower paced, so I think we might be in luck here. I thought I might have found my first person here, but I think it was just a homeless guy. So right over there on the other side of the lake here, there's a person he was just sitting up on a blanket. I thought it'd be a perfect picture. And then he laid back down, so. Maybe people are right. Maybe there's not a lot of serenity out here in California. I see people exercising, I see a few people sitting, but I'm not seeing people just enjoying the day, looking at just the beautiful surroundings. Maybe that's not what happens.
Well, I do it all the time. Maybe not for hours, but for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. It's getting pretty dark now, so I think we're gonna call it a day and hope for something better tomorrow. As I'm walking back to the car, all of a sudden I see this sunset. The road is right next to the parking lot, and I kind of expected someone to pull over, but I guess not. I really don't know if they're not looking, or really just don't care, or maybe they're just in a rush to get someplace. But this sunset is pretty exceptional, even by Southern California standards.
Well, it's the end of the day, and I don't think today I found any serenity or anybody just enjoying a moment of the beautiful weather we had, a moment of just anything. It seems like everybody was out walking their dog or exercising or thinking about exercising while they were talking business on the phone. Yeah, so far something I thought was going to be fairly easy of just people enjoying a moment has been A lot more difficult than I thought. But got a couple of more days of shooting in front of me, and so I'm hoping to find something. Well, I'm here at the bird sanctuary, and I kind of figured I would find people here looking at birds, maybe spending some time. But the reality is most of them are walkers. Even the photographers they're booking. They are moving. And not really what I thought.
This guy is on the phone. Sounds like he's talking work and taking his power walk. Not really enjoying the surroundings, but I guess it's better than the office.
So I guess, trying to think of where I should try next. Got a couple ideas. I don't know if they'll be any more successful than this. A couple of things to photograph, I know. A couple of places where I go. And so we might try that. And finally here, I think we might have found some luck. We have people already I can see just sitting enjoying. Yeah, I think this might be the place. We are in Seal Beach. I am right next to the wooden pier. I didn't want to go to Huntington Beach because that's too busy. So we're gonna see if this has a different vibe to it. This is much better. We have people obviously still coming to do, things and be active. But a lot of people here are just waiting and looking. Much nicer.
So far, so good. The people in the distance just seem to be sitting and enjoying the view. I'd like to say this was some amazing sunset, but really, it was just average. The clouds were a bit dynamic, but not really that unusual. Much like the walker earlier, this guy has been on the phone for about 20 minutes, walking up and down the surf. I'm not sure he's even seeing the sunset. We have a nice group of people on the pier, just sitting and waiting to see what happens next. Well, I guess you could say I messed that up pretty good. I didn't shoot a single picture the last 2 days. It's not that there wasn't pictures to take. I just didn't want to intrude on somebody else's few minutes of serenity.
And sometimes the end of the day comes before you want it to. But it does have to come. The world turns dark and photography changes. But what a day. Well, I don't think overall we were too successful with our trying to figure out whether there's any serenity. I think there was right here at the end. A few people just loving the moment. But overall, yeah, not much.
Well, what's the takeaway? Number one is if you spend 2 or 3 hours in a car, sometimes you come up with weird ideas. And number 2, you don't have to be shooting to have a fabulous day of photography. Well, if you like this video, please comment, subscribe, and like.